That's YouTube. This is your man George Page coming to you live on YouTube. As you have heard, there's the 2020 Tokyo Olympics has been canceled, and we all know why. So I'm not going to give you details about that. But as we all know, the Olympics is one of the biggest events in the world. I mean, I'm especially the Summer Olympics. I love the Summer Olympics because I'm a big fan of track and field, gymnastics, pretty much pure real sports. Not we have our basketball and we have other sports, but generally it's mostly the sports that are more recognized around the world. As you know, a few years ago they did drop baseball and I think a couple other sports from the Olympic play, but I think maybe someday those sports will come back. But anyway, let's remember that the history that black women have been part of the Olympics for many years, and most of the history is unrecognized and unappreciated by society. As you know, for many years, the accomplishment of black women in sports has been, cause for just double standards of society towards women of color. Now, what they have contributed to sports is many accomplishments, sportsmanship, and some record settings over the years. Now let's recognize the women who have made Olympic history for black women. Now in the early 30s, Louise Stokes and Tidie Pickett were the first black women to qualify for the 32 games in LA. Now, because of the double standard of prejudice and racism, they weren't allowed to compete in those games. But in 1936, they were able to compete in the Olympic Games in Berlin. Now, as you know, during that time, it was early start of the war. It was really for the start of World War II. Hitler and the Nazis took over Germany, and there was that thing with white is right and the whole superior race thing, and Jesse Owens blew that out in that same Olympics that year. But anyway, 12 years later, Alice Coachman, who came from the same school, the Tennessee Institute, was the first black woman to win a gold medal for the high jump at the 1948 London Games. Now, she set the records that year, and many felt she could have done more if she wasn't for the World War II, which canceled the 40 and 44 Olympic Games. Another notable lady that made Olympic history was Wilma Rudolph. Now, in 1956, she became the youngest person to be able to member of the United States track and field team. That year, she was 16, and that year when she won her first medal of bronze. Now, she came back in 1960 in the Rome Games, and she made history by being the first woman to win 3 gold medals in 100, 200 meter dash, and the 400 meter relay. Now, sometimes no black woman has accomplished that. Also followed a teammate of Rudolph, who made history also, was Willie White, was the first black woman to compete in in 5 Olympic Games from 56, 60, 64, 68, and 72. During that time, she won 2 silvers. Now, 56 for the long jump and 64 in the 4x100 meter, and being a part of a basketball. Now that's a major accomplishments over the history. But there's some other ladies that came up, especially about the good part of the 80s. As we know, both from the same family was Florence Griffith Joyner and Jackie Joyner Kersee. As you know, they were dual sister-in-laws. As you know, Flo Jo was one of the greatest track stars ever, and Jackie Joyner Kersee was a gold medal heptathlon champion. Now, heptathlon is like five sports for women compared to the decathlon, which is 10 for men. And then, as you know, Jackie Joyner Kersee's husband, Bob Kersee, trained another great Olympian, Gail Devers. And Gail Devers set records that surpassed Flo Jo's. And then you got like Allyson Felix. Now, Allyson Felix is considered one of the best Olympians for in track and field, and she was supposed to come back for her fifth Olympians. Now she's been competing since the early 2000s, and she set records and has more golds than most women ever had in Olympic history. Now there's some notables like also Gabby. What's it? Gabby? What's Gabby's last name? Gabby. Oh God, she knew her name. But you know her. She was 16 years old, the youngest black girl to win a gold medal. Then you also have Simone Biles, who's coming back probably for her third Olympics. You know, and she has at least several gold medals and set several other records, and also won several championships. Then you have the great Cheryl Miller. As you know, Cheryl Miller is the sister of legendary Indiana Pacers champion, Indiana Pacers legend Reggie Miller. And back in the day, back in the early 80s, she competed and won gold medals for women's basketball team. It's just a long list of these ladies. I mean, just some great accomplishments. And then just don't forget about the Winter Olympics too. You know, you have Lolo Jones and her partner were the first two black women to compete in two-man bobsledding team. And then you can't forget about Debbie Gibson, who competed, as a Olympic skater, and Ty Bologna, who was also the first black woman to compete as a figure skating team. It's just a long list, and it just keeps going. Black people have always made a contribution to the Olympics, especially our women. And also can't forget also people like let's see, who else I can think of. Oh, there's so many great ones. I'm just trying to think of them, but there's just so many of them. But these ladies are an important part of our history. And if anything, it should be remembered and renowned. But also, here's one thing for it. The Williams sisters, who both competed quite a few times in the Olympics, have won gold, at least back to back. I think in 2000 and 2008, and often set records. Especially in as they played a lot of team, like doubles. It's like two players playing against each other. It's just on our list of great women who have contributed to the sport. And I think we should acknowledge these ladies of what they've done and what have they done. It's just, but like I said, my heart's gonna be broken because no Olympics this year. I love watching track and field. The perfect stage to me, yes, is like I like watching the girls in the short shorts or whatever else. But as a fan of just, good, pure human sport, no, you don't have to walk, it's just, I love that. Like, that's why I'm a fan of bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is, even though it's not considered the traditional sport, it is a real sport to me. So, but we'll have both the Summer Olympics and the Winter Olympics in 2021. It's your man, George Page. Like, subscribe. Don't subscribe. I'm out.